Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are basing this off of new players, people who haven't really got anything unlocked, a lot of the skill tree being covered, nothing new or anything like that. So what I've actually done is I've started on a new save. We've got max pickup range, max cast frequency, max damage, and then the max healing you can get per level, and then a little bit of points going into crit and crit chance once we get more of those. But so that's what I can do, that's what I've done so far. I mean, in terms of upgrades, we've gone for frequency, pickup range, and damage for now. I think they are very important, cast frequency being very, very important, and then crit after that. I haven't got any rune power, I don't have any skills unlocked yet, except for chain lightning, which we will look at trying to pick up. We do also have, obviously, like arcane power and things like that, but we don't use any of these skills. We're only going to be looking at getting an 8-minute time on the barbarian, using the knowledge we have had with absolutely nothing else for us to work with. So no OP skills, although no OP unlocked skills like the bunnies or the helper elves or anything like that. We are going to be trying to focus on just what you have. There are still some very, very strong skills. We are hoping to get them. One of them will be lightning bolt. Thunderclap is also very, very strong. A lot of the strong skills actually end up being the electric skills, which the barbarian has access to. So there are 3 of them in the beginning. It is chain lightning for when you finish a 15-minute run. We're then looking for thunderclap, a thunderbolt, a lightning bolt, sorry, and then we can look at getting other upgrades like cast frequency, area of effect, and multicast. Once we've got all the dazed coming from a lightning bolt and things like that, the amount of crit chance we have isn't that important. What becomes more important is going to be the cast frequency and things like that. Over here you saw we did take Chaos Golem. Chaos Golems are very, very strong. They help take a lot of aggro off of you for some reason, even though that was supposed to be fixed. They still seem to take aggro from you on the lower curse levels. The one thing about Chaos Golems is though that they used to get more powerful over the amount of curse on a map, because we aren't running any curse or anything like that, and because that was actually removed from the game, they're not as strong as they would have been about a month or 2 ago. But again, we aren't running with a lot of curse, so they aren't as strong anyway. Now, if you are trying to do the 8-minute run, I would recommend on the frozen wastelands or on the caves, not the caves, on the dungeons of despair. And the reason for this is because both dungeon and the frozen wastelands actually have a lot easier enemies to fight. So it's very useful to go for the areas where there's easier enemies to kill, because that means you will be getting a faster time compared to those other stages. We did grab ourselves Shadow Bolt, very strong skill as well. As you can see, it does sometimes one-shot a lot of the enemies as long as it does hit them. Now Leviathan is very strong, but we're not going to grab it because there is a skill that you can get called Quick Strike. If we're lucky enough to pick it up, that means that our damage is increased based on our movement speed. So if we get lucky, there it was over there, but Chain Lightning is much better for us because of Dazed, so we went for the Chain Lightning. But if you don't get your Chain Lightning or skills like that, you can go for Quick Strike. It does have a very low cooldown as well. And as you can see, our Chaos Golem doing heavy lifting on the boss over there, completely destroying him without worrying about absolutely anything, which is fantastic for us. Thunderstrike, I did forget about it as a skill, also very much on top of us as a skill, so we do need to work on its area of effect as well. But it is Thunderclap, Thunderstrike, and Lightning Bolt, which you have access to from the very beginning. And then if you have beaten one of the rounds in 15 minutes, you get access to Chain Lightning as well. So very, very strong to get all the electric skills. It does also mean that we're going to get electric upgrades from our level ups as well. There is a chance to grab electric upgrades so that it will buff all of these electric skills as well. So multicast, damage, as well as area of effect, and I think there might be cast frequency, but I'm not 100% sure over there. Alright, so we got Thunderclap as well, 3-second cooldown, so most of them are about 4 seconds and below, which is a pretty decent time. And then we can go for the damage, and then we're also getting a lot of cast frequency. We're actually getting very, very lucky here with cast frequency upgrades. I'm not sure if it's related to, you know, the skills that we've been getting, but there's an area of effect, a nice. Ooh, we could, I think we're going to go for multicast over here. Multicast will relate to more damage than our area of effect. We can just sit on top of the bosses. We don't really have to worry about area of effect that much. I think the multicast is a lot more important over here for us. So multicast over area of effect, much more important. We could even get rid of our whirlwind eventually when we find, let's say, our lightning bolt. So we will do that if we find it. Getting more area of, cast frequency is going to be fantastic. And you could even go for heroic strike here for the swing upgrades instead of the lightning bolt, a shadow bolt. But in terms of what I'm looking for, because I'm looking for lightning bolt, having a missile, magical and physical is going to be better than a frontal swing skill for us. Alright, we do have to try and get more cast frequency. We are still taking quite a long time. We need to try and stay in the corner as much as possible as well, so that more enemies land up spawning here, so we can kill them a lot faster as well. So luckily we've got 2 of our golems chilling right here. That is going to make it a lot easier for us. Unfortunately they ran over there. Come on back to me. Nope. They wanted all the enemies that were this side. That's not good for us, because that's going to stop them from spawning as much as they should. Oof, we just got another legendary upgrade to the golem, so now we can have 7 maximum, which is going to make us deal even more damage, because obviously now we've got even more golems. Especially when we find a boss fight, the bosses are going to go down in seconds, and that's going to be fantastic. Grab all that, and there is our lightning bolt. Get rid of the whirlwind, increase the damage. We don't need another swift. We could even go bloodlust over here, but we don't need to. So just grab all of that, grab the cast frequencies, and I think we're actually in a very, very good spot over here. We got a huge amount of chaos golems. We've got lightning bolt, we've got all the lightning skills, which are fantastic. Chain lightning, obviously splitting 2 other enemies as well, which is fantastic. The strategy used to be chain lightning void. Void is no longer really needed in the game because it's just really weak now. There are much stronger skills, like having our chaos golems and all of the other lightning skills as well. Grab more cast frequency. Again, not really worried about the area of effect too much. We are trying to just race against the clock over here. So here's the boss, the Fallen King. That's actually a good boss to get now and not later on in the game. And luckily he is focusing on our Chaos Golems, which means we can kind of just chill over there and kill him. And that gives us 2 minutes to now try and spawn the next set or the next boss and try and kill them as quickly as possible. So really, really good to get all of these and as much cast frequency as possible. It will be interesting to see which skill it is that we had that was dealing the most damage, and then you could try and copy that skill and try and get as much out of it as possible as well for yourselves. So just gives you a general idea, but this is generally how it works. The dazed skills, it just increases the amount of critical strike chance we have against enemies. Each one, I do believe it's going to take the highest percentage chance. The way it works is quite finicky, but as long as you have one of them, you know, the max amount of percentage chance is 300% anyway. And then, you know, as you can see with like 40 or so stacks, we at least definitely critting enemies for a certain amount of damage as well. So it is a reason why we are going crit into our skill tree as well, to try and do this as quickly as possible. It just helps a lot of the time in terms of what you are able to do damage wise. Crit is very, very important there. And we nearly summoned the next boss. Come on game, please let us just get there as quickly as possible. And hopefully we can kill it within the next minute. But yes, it spawned right on top of us. It was the prophetess. A pretty easy fight to deal with. The hardest one is the fallen king. You don't really want to have to be fighting him. The prophetess does land up doing like that skill over there, and you can just chill right by her, not worrying about taking too much damage. But there we go, 7 minute and 34-second run, and the rest of the upgrades don't really matter. I don't know why I even pushed that. And then we go into the blue portal over here. But as you can see, just grab yourself as much cast frequency, grab yourself as much dazed as possible, and just things like that. We did deal the most amount of damage with our Chaos Golem, so definitely try and get them. We were very, very lucky over here to pick up those 2 legendary upgrades. It doesn't mean you have to get them. We did obviously double our damage because of that, but you would still be able to get them. You can get lucky in what your skills and your upgrades get, but in terms of, you know, what our skills did, you can see Whirlwind was terrible. The Thunderclap and Chain Lightning were very, very good. So very, very strong skills are the Thunder ones. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.